Don't do multiple takes, Mike. All right, don't do multiple takes. I want that raw reaction.
Yeah. Flamethrower. We want.
Yeah. So anyway,
jalapeno.
Thursday, you won't want to miss it, guys. You won't want to miss it. So, Monk Vodka for £5 says, "Hello again, gents.
Hey.
What do you think about a renaissance, I guess, of RPG or story-driven games? If the strikes continue, do games eat in that market a bit? Cheers." Interesting. So, there's not. Is there a renaissance of RPG or story-driven games? I think they've always been here, though, haven't they? Really, they're not left. Have they left?
Well, I mean, you're getting a different style of them, but I think they're actually growing. I mean, you just watched what's the latest one? My brain just turned off. I have it. Something 3 just came out. Baldur's Gate 3. Right.
Yeah.
And then you
have RPG and story driven.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have like stuff like Cyberpunk that, believe it or not, that's a form of RPG. You have the stuff that I play. I mean, you're starting to see more and more of that. And I appreciate those games, but they absolutely are stealing the entertainment industry away from theatrical releases and streaming. Look
at Hogwarts Legacy. Exactly. Hogwarts Legacy has made Hogwarts Legacy, right? An RPG story-driven game, that is literally what it is, made more money for Warner Brothers than The Flash did.
Yeah.
At like $850 million or something like that in its first couple of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's over $1 billion game now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: they spend believe it or not, about the same amount of money developing a 3A title as they do a major film tentpole. And it does take a little bit longer to do a game. That's true. But then you have sales forever. That's the other cool thing about games. I mean, we are now 10 years, no, longer than 10 years from Grand Theft Auto 5, right? Not an RPG, but just as an example. Grand Theft Auto 5 continues to sell in the top 10 year in and year out, and it's been out for over a decade.
There's so many mods to that game, so much stuff. I mean, you could literally play it nonstop and never.
Well, and I'm playing.
We'll never get old.
Skyrim. I'm playing Skyrim again right now on the PS5.
Just as a bit of perspective for Hogwarts Legacy, the predicted budget was about $150 million.
Oh, there you go.
And it's grossed over $1 billion.
Yeah.
So I can't remember who I talked to about this, but it was another gaming. It was a gaming channel that I follow. That I was in their live stream and I asked them if these strikes are going to affect video games, and they said that it's completely separate. Some of it's not separate, but a lot of it's completely separate from this Actor and Writers Guild strikes. So it shouldn't have hardly any effect on games.
The different types of actors, voiceover, it's all different stuff. But yeah, I mean, you're right here, Monk Vodka. What a great question as well. RPG games. I mean, games, and that is why Warner Brothers Discovery was ahead of the game, because they made Hogwarts Legacy. It's their game. It's not like Disney that farms out a license or the IP merchandising license. They used to have LucasArts, didn't they? Right, making games for them, and then they binned it off.
Yeah,
what are you doing? Just selling the license off like fucking idiots.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't do that in house. Of course, there's a lot more risk. You're taking a lot more risk taking it on, but the thing is, you also reap more reward if you do that. And the thing is, LucasArts is known for making great games. I mean, through the 90s, LucasArts games were freaking top notch.
One of my favorite games, and again, now it looks like poo, but was Grim Fandango. It was
that game was great.
Completely original, beginning to end, Day of the Death, and all this other great imagery. And again, I love that game.
Did you ever play Full Throttle?
No.
Yeah, that's an awesome one.
I'll have to check that out. But I spent a lot of time with the Lucasfilm games very early on. I mean, Knights of the Old Republic and stuff was developed in conjunction with Lucasfilm, primarily by Lucasfilm. But again, this was all before Disney took over, and then Disney dumped gaming. In fact, Disney has now dumped their gaming studios like multiple times, only to rebuild them again later and then dump them again. They're just terrible.
Yeah, they now have a division called Lucasfilm Games, So LucasArts, they killed
Even the
LucasArts.
name shit.
Yeah. So now they came out with Lucasfilm Games, and they're going to start looking at making some titles from time to time, but they're still licensing out the Star Wars name to several different
that
companies.
EA thing was
oh god, it was a disaster. When they did that, I was so pissed because I was like, EA sucks, and now they have the exclusive rights to make any and all Star Wars games. It's gonna be filled with microtransactions. It's gonna be rushed, and it's not probably gonna be very good stories. And they didn't get a whole lot of games out. I think within the first 5 years or something, I think they came out with two.
Yes, yeah, literally two. Well, again, this is why Warner Brothers are ahead of the curve. I mean, they are the only movie studio that has their own game studio now.
And my thoughts are, yes, I think not only are RPG games gonna steal away more of the entertainment dollar from Hollywood, I think that all games are going to continue to steal more away. And you're seeing good mid-level games now coming out of the independent market that people are glomming onto as well.
Yeah, there's actually one. If you guys remember the original TIE Fighter simulator game on PC, the flight sim, where it went from when the Empire first shows up at Hoth all the way up to the second Death Star battle. It told a whole story. It was the first iteration of Thrawn coming out of the books into the story, into the game. And the Vader, the Emperor was in there. You were TIE Fighter pilot doing all these different missions, and it was awesome. I've played through the game from start to finish probably 4 or 5 times. But there's a fan out there that has taken that game and completely revamped the entire game for modern day with modern day graphics, and it looks amazing. So that's one of the things. Like I always say, fans seem to always do it better. And that's definitely the case in this. So if you guys are interested in that game, I can't remember what it's called. It's like TIE Fighter Reimagined or Revisited or something like that. But if you do a Google search, I'm sure you'll find it. And it's free. You just download it and you can play it on your PC.
Bloody awesome. Bloody awesome. So let's shuffle on. We've got some other super chats real quick. So 9 mil Norm for $4.99 says yuck FoodTube.